Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss the third topic from Science and Technology Part 1, chemical reactions and equations. Today's our point of discussion is corrosion. Now what do you mean by corrosion? Corrosion is nothing but a degradation of metal due to oxidation process. Now it is a slow process. During the corrosion, we'll understand the concept of corrosion by studying the rusting phenomena with an example. Take 4 test tubes. In the first test tube, take boiled water and put little oil on it. In the second test tube, take salt solution. Third test tube, let it be only air, and the fourth test tube you take anhydrous calcium chloride. Cover the fourth test tube with the rubber cork. Now observe all the 4 test tubes after few days and try and see the situation of put iron nail in each test tube, and after few days you will try and see what is the situation of the iron nail, whether it is as it is. After some days you will see that the iron nail which was there in the salt solution, or where it requires both water as well as air is required for the rusting. The rusting process takes place rapidly in the presence of salt. So if you see this one, new vehicles, they look shiny. On the contrary, old vehicles, they look dull. Why? Because there is a deposition of reddish color solid layer. It collects on the metallic surface, and this layer is nothing but rust. The rust is also called as hydrated iron oxide. What is hydrated iron oxide? Formula is Fe2O3.X H2O. It is called as hydrated. Why? Because it consists of one water molecule. Rusting phenomena is an electrochemical reaction. The rusting of iron, it is not formed by simple reaction of oxygen with iron surface, but it is a electrochemical reactions. The regions on the iron surface, they form one part of the surface will act as anode and other will act as cathode. We all know that anode electrode, at the anode region always there is an oxidation process. So the iron surface, iron will lose electron and it will form Fe2 plus ions. There is a loss of electron, therefore it is an oxidation reaction. As there is loss of electron, we are writing 2 electrons on the right hand side and it will form Fe2 plus ion. And therefore we say iron will get oxidized, Fe will get oxidized to Fe2 plus. At the same time, at cathode, the oxygen is reduced to form water in the cathode region. Now what is reduction? Reduction is of gaining of electrons or addition of hydrogen. So at cathode, the oxygen will react with the hydrogen and it will gain 4 electrons to form water molecule. So when Fe2 plus ions which are present on the anode region, they will react with the water molecule which is formed on the cathode region, and they will get oxidized to form Fe3 plus ion. So Fe2 plus ions migrate from anode region, they react with water on the cathode and they get further oxidized to form Fe3 plus. This reddish colored hydrated iron oxide is formed from Fe3 plus, and that is nothing but the rust. See here, Fe2 plus which is generated on anode, it will react with water molecule on cathode, and due to reaction between Fe2 plus and water, it will get oxidized to Fe3 plus. This Fe3 plus ions, they will react with water molecule and it will form hydrated iron oxide, that is called as rust. So due to various components of atmosphere, there is a oxidation of metals takes place, and that result in the damaging of the metals, that is corrosion. So corrosion, we can say it is a degradation of metal due to oxidation process. It is a slow process, and therefore we need to prevent. If you want to increase the life of the metal, we have to use certain steps which will help the metal to get prevented from the corrosion. The first thing, we can go for painting, we can go for anodizing, we can go for electroplating. So due to which the metal which will not come in direct contact with the air, and we can prevent the oxidation process. So these are various methods for prevention of the corrosion. If you want to increase the life of the metal, we have to use various preventive measures. Now, next concept which we are going to see, that is rancidity. So, in rancidity is nothing but when leftover oil or the oil which is not used for longer time, it is being stored, and if same oil we are using for making the food stuff, it leads to the generation of foul odor. The taste of the food which is being prepared in this oil, it also changes, and that is called as rancidity. Now, rancidity is due to, it is a air oxidation actually. Here, when we use leftover cooking oil for making food stuff, it has the foul odor, that is called as rancidity. If such oil is being used, the taste of the food also changes. For example, you can take oil, or you can go for ghee also if it is left aside, or after frying the food, if left oil is being used again and again, it undergoes air oxidation, and therefore that oil is being called as rancid. Now, due to rancidity, if the food is being cooked in such oil, the oil or the ghee, it will lead in the odor changes, then the taste of the food also changes, and that is called as rancid. It is air oxidation. Now, how do we prevent rancidity, or how we can control rancidity? That is by addition of antioxidants, or you can preserve the food in airtight containers, or we can keep it in the refrigerator. So, the process of oxidation of reaction of food stuff can also be slowed down by storing it in the airtight container. So, rancidity can be controlled by all these three means, and we can store, or we can have the food in good condition for longer time, and it can be used again.
Oxidation in and around you. Corrosion. The damage to the metal due to the effects of environmental factors such as air, moisture, and acids is called as corrosion. For example, when copper articles are exposed to light and moisture for very long time, then these get corroded. Rusting. Corrosion of iron is called rusting. Rust is a reddish-brown layer formed on the iron metal due to the effects of air and moisture. Chemical formula of rust is Fe2O3.H2O. Harmful effects of corrosion. It can reduce the life of the things. It can damage buildings, bridges, automobiles, ships, and things made of metal. It leads to additional money investment for repair work. Prevention of corrosion. Corrosion can be prevented by use of anti-rust solutions and painting. Use of techniques such as electroplating and galvanizing can also prevent corrosion. Rancidity. When oil or fats are left for long time, then these gets oxidized. This process is called rancidity. Rancid oil, if heated, then froths are formed and foul smell comes out. The food cooked in such oil becomes tasteless. To prevent rancidity, antioxidants are used in oils and fats. Also, such food should be stored in airtight containers.